All right, this is what I did when I started streaming. When I first came to live streams, I was looking for somebody to date. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was looking for somebody to date, and I did find him. And then after I found him, I thought, okay, well, it's time for me to leave the apps because it was a dating app. But the funny thing happened, I created a family on here, the Lotus Lounge family, and they didn't want me to leave. They were like, no, please keep streaming. So I said, okay, let me look at this. So I went around the app, I made some observations, and I realized if I'm going to stay on the app, I don't want to just do it as a hobby because you know we all need hobbies. But I figured out that you can actually make money from this as a side hustle, as a side income. Now, what's funny is I've been saying this for 4 years that if people took the streaming app seriously, they could make some good money as a viable source of income. And I was going to explain all the dynamics of that. Well, I've been explaining it for the past 4 years. I was very pleasantly surprised to see Forbes magazine mention, well, they're online on their website, mentioned recently about content creation being a viable source of income as a part-time job, because that's what we're doing here on streams is we're creating content. The idea, the basic idea behind streaming is I want to make my stream poppin'. So whoever comes in are entertained enough to want to stay and are entertained enough and enjoying themselves so much that they want to send me gifts to show their appreciation for the stream. That is the concept of streaming for those of us that are working it, right? So there's no shady business going on. There's no diamond trading where, you send me 500, I send you 500. You don't have to do that. You can actually make money by becoming an entertainer is really what it is. You're an online entertainer, right? So why would people gift you? That's the question I get, when I'm talking to new people that want to stream. Why would people gift me when the app is free? Anybody could come on here. Anybody could have a stream. That's true. That's very true. But not everybody's the same. There are people who are broke. There are people who are financially strapped. So this is a free source of entertainment for them. And they have that right, right? You can't treat people who don't have money differently than people who do have money. Like that's not okay. So you have to be aware that there's going to be a lot of people that still show you love that can't afford to send you gifts. And that is okay too. We're going to talk about that in a second. But there are people who come to this app who want to spend money. I know that because I was one of those people. That's how I started in streams. I started as a gifter. And this was my thought process. Okay. I came to the app during the times of pandemic when nobody could go out, nobody could go anywhere and do anything. And when I came to streams and I saw all these wonderful people on here entertaining me in various forms and fashions, right? I said, you know what? This makes sense for me to take my credit card, swipe it on this app and buy some credits and buy credits that will allow me to buy gifts to send to the streamers. Now, those gifts that streamers get, those convert into diamonds for them. And then the diamonds can be cashed out. So on this particular app that I stream on, if I make 80,000 diamonds, that's 200 US dollars, right? So once I make 80,000 diamonds, I will cash that out and I will get $200 in my bank account, right? Plain and simple, that's how it is. And then it goes up further from there, 200,000, 400,000 diamonds. So there are people on this app that want to thank you for entertaining them and for spending time with you in terms of like being in your stream, not spending time with you physically, but being in your stream. It's like the people who tip the bartenders. When you go to a club or a bar and you've been getting drinks all night and you enjoy the bartender, you might give her like a bigger tip than you normally would if she was just a regular bartender not talking to you or whatever, right? Because she was nice. So that's the idea about streams, is that people want to tip the streamers that they feel are entertaining, that they enjoy the company and they enjoy being in the streams of. So there's going to be two kinds of people that come to the streams. The first group, they don't intend to spend money on here. They don't have it. They don't have it and they don't want to spend it. And you can't disrespect them because that's their truth. That's the life that they're living in. But you should also entertain them the same way you entertain people who have money and who have disposable income. I say, like, I have disposable income. So when I started in the beginning, I used to put like $100 a week on the app and just go around and see who are my favorite gifter, my favorite streamers. And I would look at their goals because, you know, all the streamers have goals. And if it said like, oh, she needs 5 wheels, that's easy. I'll give her her 5 wheels to help her out because I truly enjoy meeting people and I love what people are doing on the streams. So there's that. That's how you can make money on here. So this is my advice for new streamers. For those of you that are new, that are streaming and you want to make a side hustle out of this, you can. One, you have to be a very entertaining personality. Two, you got to be very friendly because as people are coming in, they're coming from all walks of life, all over the world. We have people in here from India, China, Jamaica, you know, Nigeria. Like there's people from all over the world that you're going to meet. So you have to be very open and easygoing and willing to like meet people and learn a little bit about them and their lives and stuff. You have to be a good conversationalist, like know how to have a conversation, and you have to also be an entertainer of some sort because how are you going to get people to tip you, right? You got to be your best salesy self, whatever it is. Like for me, on my streams, I do metaphysical education. I teach people about the moon, the stars, astrology, zodiac, psychic, mediumship stuff. We talk about that stuff all the time, law of attraction. I do psychic readings for people on here. And then people just like being in my space because I create such a positive, fun, happy atmosphere. We dance, we sing, you know, we do all sorts of shows. We have the great debate on Wednesday nights. We have the rumor mill on Thursday nights. Like I create these content for people to come and have a good time. So people enjoy themselves and they have no problem helping me hit my goals because they're like, I like it here. You know, I had one guy say, I don't even watch TV anymore or listen to podcasts. I come to Uma's Lotus Lounge, I come to Uma streams, and I get it all. Because we talk about, you know, real life concepts that are going on in the real world. Like, how do you feel about this or that? Or what do you think about this news development, whatever? We talk about all sorts of things. So that's it. That's my advice to those of you that are new streamers. My other advice is concerning your cash outs. In the beginning, if you are a new streamer, you want to treat this like a business. You want to get an LLC, right? Brand your name out. If your name is, you know, UmaB1111, go ahead and get an LLC on that. That is now a business. You're an entertainer, right? And then you can create a business banking account, all of that. And then whenever you get your cash outs, put it into your business banking account. That's where you want to put it into, is the business banking account. And then this is what I used to do in the beginning. In the beginning, like I said, I was spending $100 a week because I was treating it like a business. I was going to the people that seemed like they would gift me back, or they would at least come and sit in my streams and talk to me, or at least maybe spread my name around the app. I was thinking about it from a business perspective, like who here would help me advance? And I'm not just talking about diamonds, like giving me gifts, but I'm talking about who would talk positively about me on the app or whatever else. And everybody knows that I treated this like a business. I tell people all the time, I'm a Capricorn. It's what I do. I make business wherever I go, right? Cool. So I went around the app. I would gift people. If people weren't supportive of me, whether it was they weren't giving me diamonds, or they weren't coming to my stream, or they weren't talking about me or sharing my stuff on IG, if they weren't supportive of me, I'd move on, you know, and I would just keep moving around until I started finding a group of core people that I like to rock with. You know, I like to verse and whatnot. So that's how I grew. So in the beginning, like that first 2 years, I was spending my own money, right? No, that first year, I'm sorry, I was spending my own money. By the second year, I started making money from the app. So I was able to cash out. Like I said, I would hit 80,000 diamonds. I was able to cash that out. And then I would get $200. What I would do is I would save 100 to put towards my bills, my living experiences. That's my payment I'm getting as an entertainer. And then I would take the other 100, and now I was using that to buy the packs that I was spending on the app. And I wrote that off as advertising expenses because you can, because my idea is not going to gift people, but to gift people with the intent that they're going to help my business in some kind of way by advertising me. You understand? So that's how I explained it to my accountant. And he was like, okay, I understand what you're doing. So that's what I do. So now whatever I spend on the app, I write it off. And then whatever I make from the app, I take half of it, exactly half of it, and I put it right back on the app. And then the other half I get to keep as my payment for doing the work that I do. That's it. Any questions? I hope you guys found